Hello and welcome to FYI Weekly, your official source for the latest news and information from the city of Greensboro. The Greensboro Police Department, along with its partners from the Greensboro Police Foundation, the Department of Transportation, UNCG, and Dudley High School, will unveil a public safety awareness campaign entitled Where the Crosswalk Begins. The purpose of the campaign is to encourage pedestrians to use the crosswalk to cross the street at one of our busiest intersections, the crosswalks located downtown in front of City Hall on Washington Street. The campaign will kick off on Saturday, April 14th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. with a sidewalk painting event that will feature the artwork of Dudley High School student Eric Lopez Delgado. Volunteers will paint the sidewalks along Washington Street with temporary sidewalk art to highlight crosswalk usage. The artwork will consist of 5 designs created by Lopez Delgado and cover approximately 1,100 square feet. The art will display directional and wayfinding elements, bringing awareness to pedestrian safety. Volunteers are needed to help paint the sidewalks. Where the Crosswalk Begins is funded by a $1,500 Spark grant, an initiative of Action Greensboro and Downtown Greensboro. According to the Watch for Me NC website, approximately 3,000 pedestrians and 850 bicyclists are hit by cars on North Carolina streets each year. For more information or to volunteer to paint the crosswalk, contact GPD's Office of Community Engagement at 336-373-2636. The Greensboro Urban Area Metropolitan Planning Organization, or MPO, has federal grant funding available for nonprofits or eligible government agencies to provide transportation to seniors or individuals with disabilities. Grant applications are due on Wednesday, May 2nd. Section 5310, Enhanced Mobility for Seniors and Individuals with Disabilities, will provide $229,000 in grant funding to transit capital or operating projects as identified in the MPO's adopted Coordinated Human Services Transportation Plan. The grant application and project eligibility guidelines are available online at guampo.org. For more information or to request a copy of the grant application, contact Tram Truong at 336-373-2903. The City of Greensboro's Planning Department is hosting Chris Lineberger of the Center for Real Estate and Urban Analysis at the George Washington University School of Business for a talk about why walkability makes economic sense. This is part of the city's free Planet Greensboro speaker series, which will take place on Wednesday, April 11th from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Greensboro History Museum. The topic is placemaking and management, addressing market demand for walkable urbanism in the knowledge of economy. These community conversations are intended to engage residents and the business community around topics of interest associated with updating the city's comprehensive plan, Connections 2025. Lineberger is a developer, teacher, and author who focuses on the feasibility of building walkable places. His talk is related to a recent study the Planning Department conducted with the Greensboro Realtors Association. The survey revealed most people want sidewalks and places to walk close to where they live. Lineberger will talk about how Greensboro can address the results of that survey. Lineberger was voted one of the top 100 urban thinkers in a poll conducted by Planetizen, the international urban planning website. The Greensboro History Museum is located at 130 Summit Avenue. For more information about the event or the Planet Greensboro Speaker Series, contact Russ Clegg, Senior Planner, at 336-373-2211. In an effort to help our employees and residents improve their quality of life, the city has partnered with Cone Health for a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Let's check in with our friends at Cone Health for today's News for Your Health.
1 in 4 Americans suffer from allergies. Don't let the things that contribute to your symptoms stop you from enjoying your activities. I am Dr. Rosalind Hicks, an allergist from Allergy and Asthma Center of North Carolina, a member of Cone Health Medical Group. Let's get started and talk about allergies. Allergies are the common cold. very similar entities. They both consist of a lot of congestion, runny nose, sneezing. Typically with the common cold, you're going to have, starting out, a little more scratchy throat, sore throat, and you often a little bit of fever. Both can have cough because of the postnasal drip, and you're going to feel a little lousy with the common cold, will run down, dehydrated, those kind of things. And then with allergies, it can be any time of year. Cold may be more common in the winter season, and allergies can be with exposure. You just mow the lawn? Did you just take care of the cat or dog? Did you just clean out the attic with lots of dust? So those are the things we think about to differentiate between a common cold and allergies. The common triggers kind of fall into two categories: indoor, outdoor, seasonal, or year-round. So in the spring, we think a lot about tree pollen, followed by grass pollen and weed pollen, and then we have dust, mite, cockroach, mold, which can be indoors and out, and then any kind of furried animal, dog, cat, gerbil, any of those. So clearly, if we're sensitive to the animals, then we shouldn't have animals, we shouldn't be exposed to them, but we can't really control completely pollen exposure. So if you go outside, if you're doing something involving that exposure, then wearing a mask if you have to mow the grass, wiping off your hands and feet, taking off your shoes before you walk through the house so you don't track the pollen through, minimizing the window being down as you ride down the road, and wiping off the cats and dogs when they come in from their walk so the pollen is not throughout the house and on the furniture, those kind of things. Well, of course, avoidance would be the biggest action that we could participate in to try to minimize symptoms, but side of that, adding medications to minimize the congestion, sneezing, runny nose. I'm a huge proponent of saline rinse, and so that's something easy that's not medicated. It's just salt water flushing out and clearing out the nasal passages so we can take away those allergens that we've been breathing in. I think it is very important to prepare for allergy season so that you can minimize your suffering and you don't have so much congestion and headache or disrupted activity. I like to encourage people to start their medications around Valentine's Day, and usually that'll minimize their symptoms and they can go into the allergy season ahead and symptom-free. It is important for individuals to think about allergy testing if they're having lots of symptoms, uncontrolled symptoms, they've tried multiple medications, or they feel like there's one specific thing that they're really interested in knowing that they're allergic to. And especially if you have upper and lower airway symptoms, if you're coughing and wheezing, then that has become quite the standard for management to consider allergy injections. And we need to know exactly what you're allergic to be able to put in your specific vial so that we can manage you with the injections if we have the positive testing available there. And in the situation where you may be food allergic, having allergy testing can be very informative to know what to avoid. Thank you for joining us. I hope all this information has been helpful to decrease your suffering from allergies. For more information, go to conehealth.com/wellness. I'm Dr. Rosalind Hicks.
Residents who have comments or want to share ideas about the East Vandalia Road project still have time to weigh in. We'll have that story and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The Greensboro Department of Transportation invites residents to review the design plans for the East Vandalia Road project. The city will host a public meeting on Tuesday, April 10th from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at Brown Recreation Center located at 302 East Vandalia Road. This meeting will be a drop-in session with no formal presentation. Residents are encouraged to stop by at their leisure. East Vandalia Road from South Elm Eugene Street to Pleasant Garden Road will be widened to accommodate a center turn lane with curb and gutter, sidewalks, and bike lanes. Anyone who is unable to attend this meeting may view project information on the city's website and submit comments to Guy Engel via email. Comments are due by the close of business on Thursday, April 26th. The Commission on the Status of Women invites the community to a workshop on protecting your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. This event is free and will take place on Thursday, April 26th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Lusk Center located at 2501 Summit Avenue. Staying safe, protecting ourselves in our everyday life is part of the Things We Face series and will include tips on making your home senior-friendly, cybersecurity, and a list of local resources for aging in place. A complimentary lunch will be provided. The featured speakers are April Herring and Marcia Vannard of Hospice and Palliative Care of Greensboro. Panelists include Jean Brown of Community Housing Solutions, Crystal Broadnax with United Way of Greater Greensboro, and Master Corporal J.A. Page with the Guilford County Sheriff's Office. This program is also sponsored by AARP, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority, and Piedmont Health Services and Sickle Cell Agency. Registration is available online. If transportation to the event is needed, call 336-274-1507. Physical accommodations and language services are available upon request. For more information, call the city's Human Relations Department at 336-373-2038. The Pinecroft Sedgefield Fire District will conduct its semi-annual fire hydrant testing today through April 30th. All hydrants in the Pinecroft Sedgefield Fire District will be tested to ensure they are operating properly and able to produce the required water pressure when needed. This testing also includes all hydrants in the town of Jamestown. Because this testing must be done during regular operating hours, it will be impossible to know in advance just when or where the testing will take place in any specific area. Opening hydrants can sometimes cause a temporary discoloration of water in nearby homes. The discoloration is not harmful in any way and can be cleared up by running the water for just a few minutes. This testing ensures the protection of our residents and is also an evaluation indicator used by the North Carolina Response Rating System, which evaluates fire districts according to the protection they offer. In an effort to spotlight and celebrate the entrepreneurs, the artists, the community builders, and essentially the next generation of leaders, the City of Greensboro is proud to partner with Action Greensboro to introduce our Made in Greensboro series. This day, we place the spotlight on Daniel Krupe with the Greensboro Symphony Orchestra. Daniel Krupe didn't imagine his career path would lead him so quickly to the highest echelons of music administration. Only a few years since completing his college studies, he was hired as the Chief Operating Officer of the Greensboro Symphony Orchestra. Daniel's educational background is in performance. He graduated from the University of Notre Dame with a Bachelor of Arts in Music and then received a master's degree from UNCG in vocal performance with a specialization in opera. Daniel focused on building both a performance and administrative foundation in college, envisioning a long-term goal that involved both. He joined the Greensboro Symphony in 2013 as Director of Development and Public Relations and was named COO in June 2016. Overall, Daniel works to ensure the vitality of the organization, overseeing various aspects such as programming and budgets. Daniel is proud the Greensboro Symphony makes it a priority to be involved in the community. The organization works closely with Guilford County Schools, Guilford Child Development, and UNCG, among a handful of local arts organizations to lead educational series and collaborative performances. To learn more about Made in Greensboro or to see more images taken by photographers Jerry Walford and Scott Motherspaugh, visit the Action Greensboro website at madeingso.com. The Minority and Women's Business Enterprise Office will continue its free workshop series with classes in business insurance and customer service. These workshops are designed to help small business owners succeed in their daily operations. An RSVP is required for each workshop. Essentials of Small Business Insurance will help small business owners understand the importance of insurance and how to determine what type of insurance is needed. Last but not least, Customer Service Etiquette will be highlighting how to be at the top of your game and achieve success. For more information, call the MWBE office at 336-373-2674. If you or someone you know has experienced difficulties either renting or buying a home and think it's a result of discrimination, find out what measures the city has in place to assist you. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. Equal access to housing is not always available to everyone. Making sure protected classes are not taken advantage of or denied their rights to safe and affordable housing is a commitment of the City of Greensboro. Joining me now to explain how the city monitors fair housing practices is Dr. Love Crossling. She is the director of the city's Human Relations Department. Hello, Love. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Why is it important for you and your department to revisit the topic of fair housing on a regular basis?
Well, the reality is that scarcity always equals marginalization. Whenever you don't have enough of something to go around, people will be subject to discrimination to decide who gets access and who does not. And that is certainly the case with housing all across our country. And we want to make sure that we're always addressing the topic here in Greensboro. And so we have to consistently talk about what it means for people to access fair, safe, and affordable housing.
And if you've never been on the receiving end of discrimination, it may be difficult to understand that those are hurdles that a lot of people are faced with. So what role does Human Relations play in terms of addressing fair housing?
Well, Human Relations has a really unique role. We house a Fair Housing Assistance Program, or a FAP. And we are mandated by HUD to screen all concerns about housing conditions for acts of discrimination. And whether they're alleged or actual, we have an obligation to investigate those cases claim by claim. And we have enforcement power as a result of the Fair Housing Act of 1968 in order to help people find remedies or relief when they're discriminated against.
Okay, well, that's good to know that we do have things in place within Greensboro.
Absolutely.
For folks who might be experiencing difficulties. Being that it is Fair Housing Month, are there any events that you'll be hosting to celebrate?
Absolutely. We have the upcoming Fair Housing Month Luncheon. It's an annual event where we have a focus on different aspects of fair housing. And this year we're going to be focusing on the topic of domestic violence. The event is going to be at Revolution Mill Event Center that is located off of Yanceyville Street. And it's going to be from 11:30 to 1 o'clock on April 25th.
Okay, well, that's a really interesting topic that you're pairing domestic violence with housing. What relationship are you wanting people to draw from that?
Well, the relationship is rooted out of the interest of two of our commissions, the Commission for the Status of Women as well as the Human Relations Commission. Each of them have a relevant subcommittee. In the Commission for the Status of Women, we have the Domestic Violence Subcommittee, and in the Human Relations Commission, we have the Montgomery Wells Housing Committee. And both of those commissions thought it noteworthy to marry those two topics because more often than not, when we're talking about domestic violence, we're often highlighting the fact that it takes courage to flee that experience, but we're not highlighting the fact that it also takes resources. Exactly. And so one of those critical resources is housing. HUD released some guidance in 2016 that speaks to the specific challenges that those who are victims of domestic violence face whenever they're trying to have a secure housing situation in wake of domestic violence. And so whether that's how to respond to nuisance and a need for lease termination, or if it's something along the lines of gaining access to housing in what's historically known as a crime-free zone, and you have a domestic violence background as far as being a victim. Sometimes certain housing providers will discriminate, and what we want to do is raise awareness about the fact that even at the federal level, there are policies and procedures in place to help keep people safe and still make sure that they can access housing.
That's a very valid point and something that we don't often think beyond
Right.
the boundaries of domestic violence. if you're in that situation, where do you go?
Absolutely.
So how can people learn more about safe, fair, and affordable housing if they're having any issues finding the resources that they need?
Well, first and foremost, you can contact the Human Relations Department at 336-373-2038, or you can contact us at the website, which is www.greensboro-nc.gov/departments/human-relations. And you can submit an inquiry to let someone know that you would like to be contacted about information around fair housing, domestic violence, and maybe what that relationship is for you or someone that you love.
Okay, and folks need to definitely attend the luncheon again on April 25th.
Yes.
So they can really hear both of those two issues brought to the forefront.
Absolutely, and tickets are already on sale at a rate of $15, and you can contact the Human Relations Department to obtain one.
Okay, well, Dr. Crossling, thank you for educating us about fair housing and shedding light on these really important issues that many folks in our community are dealing with, and we hope that you will continue to offer up the great services that you do for folks in our community.
Absolutely, thank you.
Come back and see us.
Will do.
Stay tuned for a little-known fact about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city that's coming up after the break. Welcome back. One way to stay informed about what's happening in the city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings. The Greensboro City Council meetings are open to the public, but if you can't attend, we broadcast the meetings live right here on GTN, and we stream the meetings live on the city's website. Council meetings take place at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesdays of the month on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building located at 300 West Washington Street. The first meeting of the month will include public comments, special presentations, and consent items. Meetings on the third Tuesday of the month will include public hearings and business items. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. For the third year in a row, United Way of Greater Greensboro will partner with Ben & Jerry's at the Friendly Center to celebrate Free Cone Day on Tuesday, April 10th from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. Free Cone Day offers each visitor a free ice cream scoop of their choice. Participants will have an opportunity to make a donation to United Way during the event, and 100% of the donations will support United Way's efforts to reduce poverty in the Greater Greensboro community. Free Cone Day will take over the Central Plaza of Friendly Center and will feature outdoor games, a DJ, and special appearances by the North Carolina A&T State University Drumline, pep band, and dancers. Ben & Jerry's celebrates Free Cone Day each year as a way to thank customers. The celebration has grown over the years into a global event at Ben & Jerry's locations around the world. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, prepare to mark your calendar for the fun events happening this week on the town.
Hi, this is Laisha. On the town this week, we spotlight ways you can help your fellow man and yourself. Let's get started. Veterans, don't miss the PGA Hope event from 2 to 4 p.m. on Friday at the Rick Murphy Golf Academy. PGA Hope, which stands for Helping Our Patriots Everywhere, is an adaptive therapeutic golf program offered by the PGA and is free to veterans. Check out pgareach.org for more information on the program. If you're not a veteran but would still like to take an adaptive golf lesson, head over to Gillespie Golf Course on Saturday from 9 to 10:30 a.m. for a golf clinic designed to teach adaptive techniques for individuals with physical disabilities or limitations. Golf professionals will offer instruction to both introduce people to the game and to get others back into the game. Go to greensboro-nc.gov for a full list of upcoming clinic dates. To pre-register for more information, call 336-373-5852. Do you want to help create a healthy and vibrant arts and culture scene in Greensboro? Creative Greensboro needs to hear from you. Give your feedback on the current state of the arts and culture community in Greensboro. You can do this at the Community Voices event with Mayor Nancy Vaughn on Thursday, April 26th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Van Dyke Performance Space. There will be food, entertainment, activities, and more. If you can't make this event, there will be a series of community engagement events and discussion groups happening throughout Greensboro April 25th through the 28th. This is part of the Arts Master Plan effort to develop ways to keep the arts and culture thriving in Greensboro. Check out greensboro-nc.gov/GCAMP for a list of events and to fill out a survey. The Greensboro Chamber of Commerce will host the Other Voices 25th Anniversary Gala from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. on Thursday, May 3rd. Join the celebration of one of the most unique and cutting-edge leadership programs in the country, with over 575 diverse community leaders among its graduates. Come toast the new members, honor the 2018 Change Agent recipients, and celebrate the 25th anniversary. This event will take place at the Sheraton Greensboro at Four Seasons and includes a pre-dinner reception. For more information or to purchase tickets, go to greensboro.org or contact Joyce Gorham-Worsley at 336-387-8324. Keep watching FYI Weekly right here on GTN to find out about more events happening on the town.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has 22 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. This week, Guilford Metro 911 is celebrating National Public Safety Telecommunications Week. This annual event honors those who respond to emergency calls, dispatch emergency professionals and equipment during a time of crisis, and render life-saving assistance to the 911 callers. Guilford Metro 911 will host an awards ceremony to honor the Telecommunicator of the Year, Support Person of the Year, and Rookie of the Year. It's my honor and pleasure to be recognizing the outstanding performances our employees achieved throughout the year, says Guilford Metro 911 Director Melanie Neal. This year, we are honoring the 51 lives saved by telecommunicators who provided callers with CPR instructions. This is the most life saves we've had in 1 year. Guilford Metro 911 is a consolidated 911 public safety answering point serving all of Greensboro and Guilford County. With approximately 130 employees, the department handled more than 764,000 phone calls, 427,000 dispatches, and 3 million radio transmissions in 2017. On the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO shout-out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout-out. This week's shout-out goes to Phil Fleischman with the Greensboro Parks and Recreation Department. Phil has been promoted to the department's Deputy Director effective April 16th. As Deputy Director, Fleischman will oversee all facets of the department's day-to-day operations and services, including responsibility for the administrative services, community recreation services, and parks operations divisions. Fleischman began his career in Parks and Recreation with the city in 2001 and has served in various management and leadership roles with the City of Raleigh, Mecklenburg County, and the City of Greensboro. For the past 4 years, he has served as the Division Manager of Community Recreation Services for Greensboro. Congratulations and way to go, Phil. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.